Stacey, it's wonderful to have you also involved in this course on ARFID. Before we start with the presenting symptoms or your journey of your son, I would really love you to introduce yourself first.
Okay. My name's Stacey. I have a son who is 8 and he has a diagnosis of ARFID, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. Following his diagnosis 2 years ago, I started a charity, ARFID Awareness UK, with my co-founder Nicole Kirkland, and that was founded from the basis of trying to look for research, information, support online following the diagnosis in order that I could support his recovery.
And in very short, if you could take us through, your journey and the specific nutritional milestones that you went through until you got to the diagnosis of ARFID.
Okay. Yes. So my son was born completely healthy, breastfed, and around the age of 6 months, we realised that he had a dairy and soya allergy. So he was weaned from breastfeeding to oat milk and also Neocate, and weaned completely perfectly normally onto all different types of foods at this point. Around the age of 18 months, we realised that he started to cut certain foods out of his diet. So lots of the foods that were mixed, the textures changed. We fed him normally fish fingers, chips, crisps, anything crunchy, crackers. They were definitely his preferred foods at that point. At the time, we put this down to his allergies, and we also looked at exploring whether or not there were other food allergies causing this problem. He was constipated as well, so he had constipation throughout this point. At 8 months, we were giving him suppositories in order to go to the toilet, but once we'd established the food allergies were milk and soya, the constipation was resolved, although he still did complain of stomach aches. Around the age of 4, he was diagnosed with a bowel malrotation, which we then realised that may have been causing the stomach pain. About this time, he was eating less foods. He was very much only eating what I would consider to be, beige foods, so crisps, chips. We fish fingers on and off, and we'd managed to introduce pasta, but only at one particular restaurant, which was costing us a lot of money, but we were there 4 days a week. So he had his malrotation resolved on his 4th birthday. We thought this was going to resolve the problem, there would be no more pain, and he could explore more foods. However, we then tried to reintroduce dairy in the December of that year, and once again the constipation came back. He stopped eating and drinking, and we ended up in our local hospital. At that point, we were then referred on to a feeding team at Great Ormond Street, which is where we received the diagnosis of ARFID. Aidan was 5